Well, it is one of the biggest announcements by an Australian government in recent memory, and as Annalise said, set to happen on Tuesday, Australian time, with Anthony Albanese in the company of the UK PM and US President in San Diego, expected to commit in excess of $150 billion over 30 years for the AUKUS nuclear submarines. As one senior government source said to me, this is not just a big defence deal, it is the most consequential industry policy since the John Button car plans in the 1980s. The expectation is that this announcement will lift defence spending for 30 years from 2% of GDP to 2.5% or even 3%. As I said, it will be in excess of $150 billion, I can reveal this morning. A 0.5 percentage point of GDP has been reported on the weekend as worth $9 billion a year. But given funding is staged, some of the forward estimates could be saved from a lot of that when it comes to the budget in May. A leaked report last week said the AUKUS plan involves the purchase of Virginia-class subs between 3 and 5 in the 2030s and British-made subs with American nuclear technology after that. To fill the capability gap in the meantime, US subs are reported to be going to patrol through Western Australia. The government sees this, as I said, as very important industry policy, a huge investment in the economy, in supply chains, technology and local procurement, including steel and critical minerals, with benefits especially in South Australia and Western Australia. Former PM Scott Morrison, during the election campaign, announced plans for an East Coast submarine base somewhere between Wollongong and Brisbane, potentially at Port Kembla, that would cost $10 billion. There's a strong possibility that is gone under this Albanese plan.
You said you'll spend whatever you need to on defence. Do you need to take the Australian people with you in explaining why this enormous AUKUS cost is worthwhile?
Yes, we do, and yes, we will. That's why some of, frankly, the juvenile response of the opposition to some of the fiscal matters that are before us deserve contempt. Australia faces real challenges. We have said very clearly and explicitly that there are major pressures on expenditure, not just in defence but in other areas as well. It's why the government is working so hard. It's why the ERC's been meeting regularly. It's why we need to be prepared to make some difficult decisions. You can't have a circumstance whereby you've left $1 trillion of debt, $1 trillion of Liberal debt, but then not be prepared to take any action whatsoever to repair the budget.